You've got that brilliant idea, right? A new podcast, a cool project, maybe a course you've been dreaming up. But how do you make sure it actually makes a splash instead of just a tiny ripple? Well, today we're breaking down a proven 30-day blueprint to launch your next big thing and launch it right. So let's get into it and build that launch pad.
So let's kick things off with the big, kind of scary question. Why on earth do so many great ideas just fizzle up? They never really get off the ground. The tough pill to swallow is that a fantastic concept on its own just isn't enough. Without a really deliberate strategic launch, even the best projects can get totally lost in all the noise out there.
And trust me, the stakes are incredibly high. The data is pretty clear on this. Projects with a coordinated, planned-out launch see 200% higher first-week downloads. Just let that sink in for a second. That's not a little bump. That's the difference between something feeling like a side hobby and becoming a legitimate brand.
So, how do we get there? It all starts right here, in Part 1, building a rock-solid foundation. And the way we do that is with an inner circle soft launch. Now, this isn't just about getting a few friends to listen. Oh no. This is about building your first little army of advocates before you even think about going public. A soft launch is basically your secret weapon. It lets you de-risk the whole thing. You get to test all your tech, your messaging, your content, all on a friendly audience that wants you to succeed. The goal isn't just praise. It's about getting that brutally honest, actionable feedback that makes your public launch totally flawless. And in the process, you turn your biggest supporters into your first true fans.
The key here is all about structured outreach. You do not just blast everyone you know at once. You start with Tier 1, your closest family and friends, the ride or dies. A few days later, you roll it out to Tier 2, your professional network and colleagues. And then finally, Tier 3, your wider social network. This whole strategy creates this awesome rolling wave of feedback and momentum.
And you have to ask the right questions. Don't just ask, hey, did you like it? That's useless. Ask things like, which episode hit you the hardest and why? Or, what's one thing I could do to improve the audio or the content? That's how you get the specific, juicy insights you need to really polish your project before the whole world sees it.
Okay, you've got your foundation. It's solid. Now it's time to amplify it. We're moving into Part 2, rolling out a coordinated social campaign that speaks the unique language of each platform to build a massive wave of public excitement.
And remember, one size does not fit all when it comes to social media. For LinkedIn, you're going to focus on professional insights, maybe some thought leadership. Over on Instagram, it's all about visual storytelling. We're talking behind-the-scenes stuff, quote graphics. And on Twitter, or X, it's all about threads and real-time conversation. You have to tailor the message to the medium.
This means your social media posts can't just be random thoughts you fire off. They have to be part of a single, unified calendar. Every single post, every story, every thread is designed to work together, building that anticipation day by day leading up to the big launch. You're not just posting content. You're creating a genuine event.
Okay, you did it. You launched. The project is officially live. Now comes Part 3, and this is crucial, using your data as a compass. This is the point where you stop guessing what your audience wants and you start listening to what they're telling you through their actions.
One of the most important metrics you're going to look at is listener retention. Now, this isn't about how many people downloaded an episode. It's about what percentage of that episode they actually listened to. A high retention rate, that means your content is gold. A big drop-off halfway through, well, that tells you exactly where you lost their attention. A simple chart like this one is incredibly powerful. You can see in an instant which topics or formats are really hitting home. Is episode 2, the one with the interview, crushing the solo episodes? Boom, that's your audience screaming at you, telling you what they want you to make next.
In this chart, this is your guide to promotion. It shows you exactly where your listeners are coming from. If, say, 70% of your audience is on Spotify, you know exactly where to focus your energy, maybe even where you should spend your ad dollars. It's all about working smarter, not just harder. So please remember this. Data isn't just a bunch of numbers on some boring dashboard. It is the clearest voice your audience has. And learning to listen to that voice is how you turn cool insights into real, sustainable growth.
All right, let's move to Part 4, the end game. Even if monetization feels like a million miles away, you need to prepare for it from day one. Seriously. Treating your project like a professional business dramatically increases your chances of attracting sponsors down the line. And the absolute cornerstone of that professional approach is a media kit. Think of it as your project's resume. It needs 4 key things: a clear, concise overview of your show, your audience analytics, the different sponsorship opportunities you offer, and of course, your pricing.
And do not underestimate the power of this thing. A professional media kit can improve your response rates from potential sponsors by a staggering 89%. That one single document tells the world you're serious, you're organized, and you are ready for business.
Your job is to connect the dots for potential sponsors. In your pitch, you can use a line exactly like this one. You take all that juicy audience data and you use it to explain why their brand is a perfect fit for your listeners. It's a personalized, data-driven approach that just plain gets results.
A great launch is incredible. It feels amazing. But it's just the beginning. The final, and maybe most important step, is to convert that initial splash into sustainable long-term growth.
So what does that path actually look like? Well, in months 2 and 3, you're focused on one thing: consistency. Then by months 4 to 6, you're shooting for that 1,000 download per episode mark, and hopefully securing your very first sponsor. And by the end of year 1, the goal is to be an established, respected thought leader in your space.
So let's bring it all home. A strategic 30-day launch isn't just about grabbing a few extra downloads at the start. It's a process that fundamentally transforms your personal idea into a professional, data-informed brand that has a real foundation for whatever you want to build in the future.
You have the blueprint, you know the steps, so the only thing left to ask is this. Your audience is out there right now waiting to hear from you. What are you going to launch?